Item number 9, order authorizing the mayor to execute amendment number 6 to the employment agreement between the City of Lewiston and Edward A. Barrett. Requested action to approve the order authorizing the mayor to execute amendment number 6 to the employment agreement between the City of Lewiston and Edward A. Barrett.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilor Golden, seconded by Councilor Joy.
License.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We look alike.
I'll have my hearing aids pretty soon. Okay. Discussion.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I've discussed this in some circles, as some of us may know. Ed Barrett is an outstanding city administrator, and I don't believe the city could do any better than Ed right now. And he is compensated for that outstanding work. And I think we really can't do any better than Ed. And I have issues with the amount of compensation, and this has pretty much been broadcast to me by constituents, and that's why I'm discussing this tonight. Well, I support Ed, and I think he's outstanding. The compensation, in looking at other cities through Maine, is pretty much right in there where it should be. Auburn's recent city manager was making quite a bit less. Bangor is making a tiny bit more. From my numbers from a year ago, with that, and with respect to my constituents, I would not support an increase at this time, but I would definitely consider it next year if that comes back to the council. So, Ed, thank you for all you do. You're outstanding, and by no means does my position reflect your performance. Thank you.
Stand up a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
I agree. I don't think we could have a better administrator, and I support the raise. I don't think we should be comparing people from other towns because we don't have their resumes, and we don't know what their qualifications are. And I think that we should go by what we've been doing, and we've got an extremely qualified city administrator. And if we want to go around and hunt around and find other similarly qualified administrators and see what their salaries are, then maybe we can talk. But I don't think it's worth the effort. I think we owe it to him to give him this very small raise.
I totally agree with the councilor from Ward 6. I couldn't have said it better. I think we need to reward excellence, and you have to look at the breadth of knowledge and experience of someone, not just comparing someone who may be on the job for 2 or 3 years or have 5 years experience. Ed's been around the block quite a bit, and I appreciate that because he can provide kind of the guidance to the city council.
In a good way.
So, and I think 2% is quite reasonable. We've been negotiating a lot of contracts with raises between 1% and 2%, and sometimes even more. I think it's, I support it. Thank you.
Anybody else? From the public?
Charles Soule, 135 Bartlett Street. In the year 2009, the city administrator was making $90,000. What are we talking in real hard cash monetary value as to this new contract? 118,000.
127,455.
127.
With
Well,
the raise.
if the public would do the math, and remember now, in 2006, the city administrator was making 90,000. I, as a veteran, have not had an increase on my veteran's pension, and I would suggest freezing the wage. myself, and that will be my platform for running for mayor in November of 2017, freezing the budget, because I think it's getting quite extensive. When you've got a governor who's making $75,000 for city administrators to be making an exuberant amount in a city which is being cash strapped, and I think driven into bankruptcy. But of course, I imagine some of you people won't be sitting there in the next administration.
Just to point out, I kind of agree with Councilor Lachance here. I believe this would be the third raise for the city administrator within the last year, not mistaken. Mill rate's pretty high, so.
Just to clarify, since I've been here, I've received every year exactly the same increase that the city's non-union employees have.
So he doesn't get
and
three
no more.
raises a year.
They don't earn $120,000 a year.
Just to clarify, no step increases, nothing else, just the straight cost of living that the non-union employees got.
Oh, by the way, Luke Jensen, 45 Sylvan Avenue, Apartment A, Ward 5.
Point of clarification, Mayor. Based on what's in the packet, is that what the city administrator just quoted was not correct? He did not get in 2010 or 2014, but you had the council gave him 2 amendments to his contract in 2013 within 4 months of each, or well, twice within 9 months in 2013, and last year, yes, one in August and one in December.
And those corresponded to the same points at which city employees received a cost of living increase. I frequently get it later. So, for example, in 1 year, instead of getting it in July, I got it in January.
Or February. It was February in 2013, and then last year is August, roughly the same time, and then one in December.
It was retroactive to the same percentage that was received by non-union employees for the same time period.
For specific
I
fiscal
swear.
years.
Oh, well, the city I won't go there, but basically, the city administrator makes what the county administrator and all the commissioners make all together as one person.
You're looking at me as if I'm lying.
Well, I didn't say you're lying. I didn't say you're lying. You said you misrepresented the facts. You did not, in 2014, did not get a cost of living increase. Based on what the information in the meeting packet.
That was because no employees got a cost of living increase that year. I've always gotten the same thing.
You said every year, not when they did.
Excuse me.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Not to sound like Elvis. I knew what you were laughing at.
Elvis has left the building.
He has, yes. Some say. Was that a retroactive increase at the time that was just being discussed?
Yeah, I frequently do not receive the increase at the same time that the employees get it. So, for example, in July of this year, the non-union employees got the 2%, as did as I believe all of the unions for which we have agreements.
And my question is just to clarify the questions that were asked. So, thank you.
Any further back to the council?
I just want to point out, as council president, that I find it completely inappropriate for Administrator Barrett's integrity, I feel like, to be questioned about the answer to your question. He didn't misrepresent facts. He gave you the facts. You didn't like the way that they were represented. So it's inappropriate. I do want to go there, actually.
Okay. Now, have a seat.
It's
the
not-
thing is, hey, it's closed. Public comments closed. Sit down.
Please be helpful.
Any further discussion on this? Okay.
Just a quick comment. My first term on the council, I think Ed's knowledge is invaluable. We're not talking an awful lot of money here, and we're talking what, $3,000. I think probably the city is going to make that back in benefiting from Ed's expertise, his education, years of experience, and impeccable integrity. I don't think this is a place to grind to personal acts, which is what I think I just saw. And I'm not going to let it pass without comment. I think Ed's worth the money. Ed has always had an open door for me to sit down and talk to him so I can learn what I need to be a better counselor. And I find this highly appropriate. How many employees does the city of Lewiston have, Ed?
Roughly 340.
340. I challenge anybody to go to a company in the private sector with 340 employees and find a salary that low. Good luck. Good luck. I think this is a very good investment. I think it's money well spent, and I think the city is very, very privileged. Ed chose to come here. Very privileged to have him, his leadership, and his experience. And I support the increase.
Thank you. Call the roll.
Counselor from Ward 7?
No.
Ward 1?
Yes.
Ward 2?
Yes.
Ward 3?
Yes.
Ward 4?
Yes.
Ward 5?
Yes.
Ward 6?
Yes.
Motion passed by a vote of 6 to 1.
Update from the